That's everyone that you know so far.
Got it.
All dudes right now.
All dudes right
Straight
now.
up all dudes. And I'm trying to, like, it's like for me, I want it to happen naturally,
Yeah.
but I don't want it to be all dudes either. Right.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm being mindful of that. I'm like, okay, let me
Right.
chat to some.
When I did
some
the
women.
dating summit, it was like 95% guys.
Yeah.
95% guys. But that, when it comes to dating advice, I've always heard that men give the best advice. Like, people have said, don't listen to women for dating advice. This is what I've heard.
Really?
Yeah, this is what I've heard.
No, you gotta tell me more.
Because-
What have you heard? What else have you
Well,
heard?
because here's the thing, like, the men have this actual experience, walking up, talking to the girl.
Fair. Yeah.
They're in the relationships. They're the ones that are pursuing.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to learn a lot more being in the field, having those experiences.
Yeah.
Than what women think they want, which is not actually a lot of times what they really want.
Yeah. That's true. Like, they are the initiators majority of the time. The guys are leading. They're the ones that are making the moves.
100%.
Straight up. And it's like, and again, in a traditional dynamic, it's like they're the ones making a lot of the decisions. And
Exactly,
it's
man.
like, yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
And a
I
lot
can
of
see that.
times,
I can totally see that.
women say that they want like a nice guy, which being a nice guy is obviously has its pros, right?
Right.
But if they're too nice, then a lot of times women will lose attraction to these guys.
Mm-hmm.
Because they spend a lot of time, people pleasing
Yeah.
and trying to make them happy, which is not actually what they want. They want a man that goes after what he wants, that can clearly say no.
That's a
if
big
he
one.
feels like it, not always say yes. So when a man hears that advice that, a woman says, oh, I like a guy that's nice, that, takes me out at nice dinners, and like, this is all part of it.
Yeah.
But it's not, it's like a fraction of it.
And I think it's also that saying, you probably heard it too, where it's like, don't be nice, be kind.
Yeah.
Or that there's a difference between
Being nice
and being kind.
Yeah.
And being kind is a more intentional act,
Right.
as opposed to being nice is kind of, and I don't know if that's how, wherever that came from, how they describe it, but to me, it's like being nice, I feel like it's more of a habit. It's that people-pleasing habit that you've been conditioned to. And let's be real, it is a survival mechanism, right? Like, you learn those things as a child.
You do.
And, those traits, those personalities, it's like, it's not, I think people get, it's kind of like I don't know if stigma is the word, but it's like, it's just been, guys have been kind of talked down to so much now about this idea of like being nice and like, don't do that. And it's like, yeah, but it's also about being intentional. It's also about the context of things.
Right.
Like, don't start being a complete asshole. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, don't be a complete fucking dick and like and forget to be compassionate and actually care for other people.
Yeah.
Man,
what you're hitting on is something that's very often overlooked. It's being compassionate, being kind. These are all great qualities.
Right.
But if you're too far on the kind and compassionate side and you're lacking backbone, you're lacking like that masculine strength and the masculine willpower, then you're not going to be as attractive to women, right?
It won't last.
It won't
I
last.
think that's really what
it'll
it is,
last in the
right?
meantime.
It's like in the beginning, because everyone's got that. You got that 90-day trial, right? Or like that honeymoon phase, the 6-month, whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like those nice things will come a long way in the beginning,
Right.
but then if the woman only sees that, and it's like people pleasing all the time, you're never saying no, then there's kind of this sense of weakness that starts to project out of the guy.
She can't trust you either,
Yeah.
If you're always going to,
like, you don't have boundaries.
Exactly. Can't trust. She can't feel safe. That's the main thing. It comes back to safety.
Yeah.
When women interact with nice guys, because they're using this people-pleasing behavior, and they don't have this backbone, it's making the girl not feel safe. She can't trust his guidance. She can't trust his leadership.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what it is.
Sounds like you've been down that deep road of.
Yeah.
And maybe this is from self-experience too, but like
Yeah.
dating and relationships.
Yeah, man.
Would you say, I mean, have you, is that something you feel like you've kind of lived through yourself a little bit? Or?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it all goes back to when I was like 14 years old and I was this shy, introverted kid.
Yeah.
And I wanted to get a girlfriend.
Right.
You know, at the time, I think I had a Windows XP computer in my bedroom. So I would, did a Google search, how to get girls to like me. And
Dude, I love
so I was on these like forums.
Yeah.
And one of the
way
first,
back before Reddit,
way back before Reddit, yeah. And on these forums, it would talk about like, you got to have good smelling cologne. So
Yeah.
I bought some cologne.
What was that one? The
Abercrombie
Axe,
and Fitch
the
or Axe. Yeah.
Remember that package? Like there was like this like colorful package. It was like you get 4 different flavors, and that shit was hilarious.
Used to spray in the locker room.
Yeah.
The whole locker room would be smelling like Axe.
Yeah.
Axe spray.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I remember that, man.
That's fun.
But yeah, it started back then, and I was just always very introverted, very shy, and just trying to get out of my shell. One of my good friends, he was always just so confident when it came to girls, and like all the girls would always like this guy.
Yeah.
And so he was my best friend, and I was like, how is he doing this? So I was doing all this research trying to figure it out. And that kind of started me on that journey.
Okay.
And
you ever tried asking that friend, or it was just like too much of an ego?
I don't
know
know.
what I mean?
I don't know. I never asked.
Yeah.
I never asked. I don't know. I think there
Okay.
was some ego there.
Sure.
Ego there. So
What you were saying?
yeah, so that just kind of started me on that journey, and had a lot of experiences in my late teens, early 20s. A lot of bad experiences, a lot of heartbreaks.
Yeah.
And then you kind of learn, through every experience you learn what to do and what not to do, and it kind of makes you a better person.
Was that, so for you, was that something that even since 14 you were like paying attention to? You were actually paying attention to like, okay, how am I doing picking up girls or talking to girls? Like were you actually
I was always thinking
actively, yeah?
I was always thinking about this. I was thinking about this a lot,
Yeah.
to the point where it actually robbed me of my ability to just be normal and social.
Huh.
Because I was always thinking about techniques, or I was thinking about,
Right. So it's that kind of overthinking.
Overthinking,
that took
yeah, there's
over, and anxiety that probably built up from that. And,
yeah, that's exactly what happened. Yeah.
So what were some moments where what changed? Do you have some memories and moments where you were like, oh shit, like I'm actually getting this now, or I'm actually figuring this out?
Yeah, so when I moved to St. Pete,
Yeah.
like I would say 4 years ago, this is actually when I moved into the Avanti.
Yeah. Nice.
And I remember seeing you, walking down the hallway, and I was always thinking, like, that's a cool guy. Like, I got to talk to this guy sometime. And so I kind of went on this dating spree.
Yeah.
Where I was like, freshly single in a new area, new part of town. And went on a lot of dates, and I started to build confidence in my abilities. And looking back at it, it wasn't that I was in it for the wrong reasons, but at the time I was trying to get more experiences, right?
Yeah.
And this is where it's like a man can decide, at some point, and I think it's actually good for a guy to have a lot of experiences, to get it out of the way.
I think, yeah.
Just to get it out of the way, and so that you can move on to, something more meaningful, a more meaningful connection.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened to me. Is I was trying to fill this hole, I guess, inside me of validation from women. And it's been this dating in general has just been self-exploration for me. It's like, as I learn more about dating, I learn more about myself. But I learned that I was using women to try to fill this void for that validation.
Right.
And it wasn't until I got in a relationship that I really started realizing, oh, I'm actually trying to fill validation, trying to fill that void. So kind of leads me to where we are now, and been in a 2.5 year relationship now. Things are great.
Congratulations.
And, thank you, brother.
Oh, seriously, I mean, that's, especially nowadays when you look at the dating world, it's like
it's pretty
it's an
tough.
accomplishment to have that, and be doing the things that you're doing. I mean, like as far as like business, photography, like managing all of that it's pretty hard.
Yeah, it is.
And it makes sense why you think you see all these people that, they go all in and they're just hyper successful, but then you see their lives and it's at the cost of everything else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they're not in a relationship. They're not connected to any family. They don't have any other responsibilities.
100%.
And I don't want to jump ahead because I still want to stick with what we're talking about here. Because you mentioned the validation part.
Yeah.
All right. And have you dug deeper into that? Like what validation, whose validation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of that could be a whole long conversation there.
Fair.
But yeah, I mean, I found out that, this develops early on in childhood. Depending on our parents and how much love and attention they gave us.
Yep.
In a perfect world, we would have grown up with our parents giving us, lots of love, lots of attention. And so what happens is, a lot of times we subconsciously learn that in order to get love, we need to make our parents happy. So this is where the people-pleasing, nice guy behavior comes in. It's really just a way to get love from somebody because we don't have it within ourselves, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's that survival tactic that I was mentioning earlier, right? So as kids, but keep going.
Yeah, it's a survival tactic, and so you kind of develop that early on. That needing. You're just trying to fill the void, man. You're just trying to fill the void, and that goes on for years until you can become self-aware enough to learn that you don't really need it outside of yourself.
You don't need it anymore.
You don't need it.
It doesn't serve you as an adult anymore. That was something you as a child needed to do.
Yeah.
That's not you anymore.
Yeah.
You don't need that. Yeah, I've been going deep into that in the past year and a half. I mean, straight up into, exploring love. What does that really mean?
Yeah.
Relationships. How do you manage that? How do you?
It's
the work it takes to even maintain that.
Yeah.
That's
I feel like there's a lot of information out there.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on? Because I got into this recently too. Was the attachment theories?
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean,
are you pretty convinced as far as that goes, or?
I think it's been scientifically proven.
Yeah.
It's backed by psychology, so I would say it is pretty valid.
Dude, I mean, I'm acting like I'm asking you like it's like I'm not convinced, but not gonna lie, it is for me. It's been one of the most powerful frameworks that I've ever come across.
The attachment theory.
Yeah. It's like because I would see it pop up on my algorithm for a little bit. And I'm just like, okay, I get the general idea. I'm like, whatever, ignore it.
So interesting enough, I actually interviewed, he actually has the Instagram name Attachment Adam, and he's an attachment expert.
Got it.
So I got to do an interview with him, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I'm curious, like, what do you know what kind of attachment style you are?
Yeah. So I fall under that, the blessed category of anxious and avoidant.
Dang,
the
best
rare
of both
fruit.
worlds.
The rare,
oh man,
I got it all. It's funny, man. But it's like, no, but seriously, when I got into that, I read that book, Attached.
Okay.
I think that's what it's called. And I've always been, like, in my nature, I've always been fascinated by human psychology, people.
Yeah.
Why we are the way we are, what's our motivation.
Yeah.
What's the meaning of it all.
Right.
With attachment theory, when I really read into it's kind of wild. Like now, I've gotten to a point where I can recognize people's attachment style just from first introductions.
Yeah.
Just from their behaviors, the way they act, the words that they use. It's like, it's wild. Like
really?
How powerful it is.
What do you think my attachment style is?
Well, the thing is, I can even see it in career paths.
Yeah.
So like the fact that you're doing photography and videography and like staying behind the camera, but also focused on people and that are detailed. It's like, that's anxious. It's like, because that is anxious. The child when they take on those anxious roles, the anxious attachment role, they're hyper fixated on the parent. They're focusing on the facial expressions. They're making sure they're good. Like if they're good, then I'm good.
Yeah.
So then it's like when you think about career paths.
Wow, that's very powerful
I even
stuff.
connect those. Yeah, dude. It's crazy.
But yeah, you're right. It is anxious.
That's funny. I didn't even.
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought you told me that.
Yeah, maybe we did.
But you were actually genuinely asking me that just now, and I was just 100% like, yeah, you're anxious, dude. Like I didn't even think about it. I was like, you're anxious. But it's also because of the way you described your upbringing and all that. But yeah,
I don't know. Like you haven't been in a lot of relationships, have you? Like from what I've seen, you've kind of been like this. I've seen you as this cool dude that's kind of like this Sigma dude, like behind the scenes, like kind of this lone wolf. At least that's been my impression of you, is like you spend a lot of time not really isolated, but this is kind of the impression I get.
So it's intentional isolation, we'll put it that way. But I feel like I hear lone wolf all the time now, so I'm like sick of that word. But
it's maybe a negative connotation, but you know what I'm saying? Like you enjoy to be more introverted, so like more by yourself, right?
Yeah, I mean, in a general sense, I'm definitely more introverted, right? Where it's like if I'm out at parties all the time or around a big group of people, I literally feel my energy depleted. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing here?
Yeah, I feel that too.
A lot of that has to do with, I mean, that's a whole other conversation. But
I think I know what you're talking about.
It's like
mental bandwidth.
But for me, honestly, I'm not small talk.
Yeah.
I don't care for it. It's I know there's a time and place for those things. It's a necessary thing, but I will not sit and do small talk for longer than I need to.
I feel you, dude. We're the same way.
I want this. I want one-on-one conversation.
The deeper conversation.
Exactly.
But yeah, I just had this thought, and it's like, why does being in these social settings drain energy?
For some people.
For some people.
Now, and others, it gives energy. Like
it
there are
does.
people, right? The extroverted people. It's like
I just came up with this theory as we're talking about it, and it could be that. If you think about this, if you have that anxious attachment style or avoidant attachment style, kind of like what you were saying, you're looking at that other person to see if they're approving of you. That requires a lot of mental bandwidth. So what if they all of a sudden, what if that other person is off their game and they're looking mad at you, but it has nothing to do with you. It's everything to do with them.
Yeah.
So you're looking at their facial expression and you're like, oh shit. So now you're going within and it's having you question yourself.
Dude,
Am I doing things right? Am I saying the right thing? And that drains your energy when you have these kind of thoughts. So
you're on, dude. Yeah. You're definitely onto something there.
Yeah.
Because it's like that is straight up mental energy, mental bandwidth that the anxious person is using that whole time in that environment. And the extroverted person is just—they're not even thinking about it. They're just being in the moment,
doing their own thing.
No. That's.
It's a little.
There's definitely truth in that.
Yeah.
Huh.
It's very hard for me to get to that point though, where the older I've gotten, I think the better I have, or not the better, but the more internal I've gone, the more I'm looking to myself like, am I doing what I say that I'm going to do?
Yeah.
Am I sticking to my morals? Am I sticking to my values? That's the most important thing. Yeah. Right? Whether that person agrees with me or not, it's really on them. Because the reality is you're not going to see eye to eye with everybody.
You're not. You're going to just exhaust yourself trying to make that happen. It's never going to be like that.
Yeah.
Let's take a little intermission.
But yeah, that was a good first part of it.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's the whole point, right? It's like I want it to just flow. But what I am going to be taking time to do a little bit, even after this, is really sitting down, because I haven't had a chance to just sit and really put my ideas into paper as far as the bigger, full picture of this podcast.
Yeah.
Because I had someone ask, I did one this weekend over at Intermezzo, and some random person that were curious. They're like, "Oh, what's the podcast about?" And for me, again, it's like it's really a personal passion. It's like this is what I love to do. We're talking about the extroverted, introverted thing.
Yeah.
I love the one-on-ones. I want to get to know you. Like, what's your story? What do you want to do?
Yeah.
Why do you want to do it? What
yeah.
drives you as a human being?
Right.
And really, and this comes from different things, but it's like, how do you see this world? You know what I mean? Like, even on a deeper level. And so it's really that. I need to take the time to give it that identity.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, this is so me. Like, this is what I love doing. It's like free flow.
Yeah.
I love how, like, just the idea of all of this, being at a coffee shop. Like, it's just putting together all the things that I always loved growing up and making it my life.
I love
That's really
that,
what I'm doing.
Yeah, that's really cool.
And connecting with people and showing people St. Pete, which is really a hidden gem. It's, when you look at the U.S., it is, I kind of want to, like, not even tell people about St. Pete. You know what I mean? It's like a part of me is like, should I be doing this?
There's already so many
good.
people moving here too. It's crazy how many people.
Yeah. But that's something I'm gonna take some time to really do pen and paper with.
Yeah. I feel you, man.
Yeah, dude, I'm glad you.
Yeah, thank you for having me out.
Of course.
Do you use any like AI, ChatGPT or
no, dude?
You're AI free?
So I do use ChatGPT, but not for this. The only thing I tried using it for a little bit is coming up with a name, which I'm still gonna do. Like, I'm still working with that.
Yeah.
But no, man.
So you want this to be your own kind of untampered with ideas?
Yeah.
I respect that, man.
I have it kind of goes back to the lone wolf aspect.
Yeah.
It's like, I do value like a deep sense of originality. Like, there's, I don't think, so I'll put it this way, I don't think true originality exists.
Yeah.
I think it's more about nuance and perspectives and rare life experiences, but you also have to be intentional about that. Like, if you get caught up in the wave and the trends and everything everyone's doing, then you start to lose that sense of identity.
I agree.
You know? And it can even fall into the attachment styles, right? That anxiousness where it's like you just say yes. You have, life takes you on a whole journey, but then at the end of the day, who are you?
Yeah.
Like, who is this person?
Yeah. No, I respect that a lot, man. Yeah, because I think a lot of people, including myself, can tend to be overly reliant on technology and getting advice from sources versus trusting your own inner wisdom.
It's a double-edged sword, though, right? It's like, and that's what I'm getting better at, is using these devices, these systems as a tool.
Right.
Like, even social media, I never cared for social media, man. Like, I'm the last guy who would pull out his phone or camera. I mean, I didn't even have a camera until a year ago or a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
But I was the last guy, and I said this before too, who would pull out his phone and take a selfie or capture the moment, 'cause I just love being in the moment.
Yeah.
You know, there's a very old school monk-like perspective or mentality that I have, and that comes from my upbringing, from my dad and that kind of thing. And I hold on to that as much as I can, while at the same time realizing, okay, this is the world.
Yeah.
These are these tools in front of me. I can't just completely push them out of my life. You know what I mean? It's like I'm also, in a way, isolating myself too much.
Yeah.
You know, and then what's the point? Like, I still want to live. I still want to experience life.
Yeah.
You know, I still want to connect with people.
Absolutely, man.
You just have to find your way, and this is my way.
I'm actually curious about your upbringing. I know this is kind of about me, but I'm also curious.
No, I mean, I'm open to that.
I'm curious about you. You know, you mentioned your dad, and like, where did you grow up?
So, I was actually born in Gainesville, Florida.
Okay.
Fucking boring answer, but it is what it is. But the thing is, I was born in Gainesville, but then my dad took us back to India. That's where my family's from.
From India.
Yeah. So and that was from the age of about 4 to 8 or 9.
Yeah.
But for me, those were my first memories. So straight up for me, it's like, that was my childhood. Like, I grew up in India and then came here as a second citizen. Even though I was actually an American citizen, So,
how old
that
were
was
you when you
my
moved
life
here?
experience. I was like 9. Like 9, yeah. It was like second half of 3rd grade.
Do you speak any Hindi or yeah?
Still fluent, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
The thing
I mean,
you have
fluent to the level of like a whatever
5th
grade I
grader?
was in. Yeah, like a 5th grader or something like that.
You have 0 accent though.
I know.
Because I guess you've been here so
know.
long. Yeah.
And I think I attribute that to the anxious side of me, in a way.
You
'Cause
tried to
if you think
eliminate
about
it,
the
huh?
details. Yeah, I think so. It was never like an intentional way of feeling like I needed to do that.
Yeah.
But I just mean in the sense of like catching on to detail, like and paying attention
Right.
to detail. So like audio, visual, like I was already so hyper fixated in a way
Yeah.
to those things that I just caught on to what I thought was English and also the English accent, like the American accent.
Yeah.
Because I would get that all the time when I was a kid. I'm like, wait, why do you not have an accent? And I'm like, I just don't. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
But no, but going back to like my upbringing, at least with my dad, I always tell people he's a man of very few words, and I would describe him like straight up like a Dalai Lama. Like he's a monk without being an official monk in a way, And I grew up.
Is he Buddhist?
No, I wouldn't say
Hindu.
He Hindu in the sense that that's been his whole life. Like he's been exposed to that. But I think in a similar way, he's also his own lone wolf. Like he has his own. Like he's very open. He's open to all religions, ideologies. But the thing is, so part of who I am comes from me growing up. And this was like a normal thing, but I would watch my dad listening to like philosophical speeches and works and
so your dad was really into that.
Yeah. He was deep into philosophy, religion, trying to understand the meaning of it all.
Yeah.
So for me as a kid, I'm just like, I'm running around in my house and I just hear all this philosophical shit. And I'm just like, it's just normal, It's like
that's pretty wild that your dad was into this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm sure that you probably absorb some of that programming.
That's what I'm getting at. Is like, without even realizing it, like those thoughts, those ideas were already embedded in me as a 9-year-old or a 10-year-old.
Yeah.
But to me, I just thought, every kid grows up around this. You know what I mean? It's like it's a normal thing. Everyone listens.
That was
to
me
philosophical.
as like a 14-year-old. I was listening to philosophical stuff.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Like self-development and
really.
Yeah, like Brian Tracy. I was like 14, 15.
I don't even know who that is.
Yeah, he's like a self-development, old school guy. But no, I was looking at it. Yeah, as like it was in a way of escapism for me.
Okay.
It was like. Going back to the attachment anxious, it was like because I felt like I was so flawed.
Yeah.
I needed self-development as a way to boost me up.
Dude, but that's pretty amazing that you have that level of self-awareness at that age.
Yeah, dude.
You know what I mean? Like that you were paying attention to those things.
Yeah, I thought it was extremely weird. I was a weirdo. I was probably the only kid in my whole high school that listened to self-help stuff.
Right, dude.
That was the only one.
That's ahead of anyone's time. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't remember that ever being a conversation in middle school or high school, like self-help or self-development.
But I will say this too. Like I also had a lot of bad habits and bad qualities too.
Yeah. Nobody.
So I mean, there's pros and cons for sure.
True. But
so go ahead.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say tell me more about you because it's like. The reason why I brought you in, first of all.
Yeah.
And why I asked you to come on is. So my memory of us, and we've never really. This is probably the most we've ever. This is the most.
Yeah, it's definitely the most we've ever talked.
Which is hilarious. Like we used to live in the same building.
Yeah.
Right. And my version of you, like what I remember from you, and really. Well, let me tell this part first. Is those random one-offs we run into each other at the elevator or somewhere around the building, and then I remember there was this phase where I started seeing you with your camera, and there was this things were happening. There was like a shift happening in your life.
Yeah.
You started the photography thing. This is my version of it. You started photography. You were getting a lot of attention. A lot of bookings.
Yeah.
And then like I just felt this energy
Yeah.
from you. I was like, damn, this guy's like he's in it. Whatever it is, it's like it's driving him.
Yeah.
And pushing him in a direction that he wants to go or that he needs to go.
Yeah.
There's a purpose, right? I could feel that sense of purpose.
That's awesome, man.
And then around that time was when I was actually thinking about these things.
Yeah.
Right? Like I'd never even thought that I would do something like this. And I was straight up like I took it as a form of inspiration. Like looking back at it now, I was like, holy shit, this guy's doing it. Like, what am I doing? Like, you know what I mean? Like I would compare myself. And yeah, like to an unhealthy level, that could be a bad thing. But I think competition is good. You know what I mean? In that sense, where it's like, I took that as a little bit of inspiration. Not gonna lie. I saw you doing your thing, and then you were moving out, and then I started seeing all your content, and like you had a girlfriend, and all this stuff. I'm like, huh? I'm just paying attention. I'm paying attention to that.
Yeah.
But tell me about, because I thought that's when you started your photography.
Yeah.
So like, tell me about what your perspective of that part of your life was, like going into all that to where you are now, like with what you're doing now. But also like even before that, because it sounds like you were doing this a little bit longer than I thought.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, man. So first off, dude, that's awesome that you felt inspiration from that. I had no idea that I was inspiring you from afar.
You were. It's like the thing is, I pay attention to these little things.
Yeah.
And it's like, even if it's a little bit of inspiration,
Yeah.
it is inspiration.
Yeah.
And I like to give people that credit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think we get too caught up in this ego game nowadays.
We
where
do.
It's like we don't like to give people credit, even if it's like a post that someone shared or something someone did. It's like, oh, I don't know if it's like up here weak, but like, you know what I mean? It's like we've just for some reason forgotten that part. it's like very individualistic kind of thinking.
Yeah, 100%.
But yeah, go ahead.
Well, yeah, I mean, that was kind of a transition part of my life for me. I don't know if we ever talked about this, but I moved down here, 4 years ago.
Right.
From Georgia. Mm-hmm. I had this opportunity at the time. I was working in real estate.
Okay.
So I had this opportunity to
Everybody's
work
doing
for
real estate around that time. Yeah.
And so, I left everything, family and everything to come down here.
Yeah.
And so I was here for about 5 months. Mm-hmm. And I was doing this real estate job, working for this investor.
Okay.
After a short period of time, the company I found out was actually going under. So I left everything to come here, sacrificed all of it to now, look, I now have no income. So for a period of like 3 months, I was unemployed.
Yeah.
I had zero income. So during that time you saw me, I was kind of like up and coming to the point where I had to borrow money from my grandma. I borrowed $5,000 from her.
Damn.
So that I asked my parents.
Thank you, Grandma.
That $5,000.
Shout out to Grandma.
It led me to where we are today, and it was a very tough period in my life. At the time I was very much into. I really got into like manifestation and thinking positively and stuff like that.
I feel like that's part of the St. Pete initiative. Like the initiation part. Like when you move here, you get introduced to all these spiritual manifestation
guys.
Ideas. And
St. Pete's very, very much a lot of spiritual people here.
I love but definitely a lot of hippie vibes going on.
Definitely a lot of hippie vibes for sure.
What you were saying.
So yeah, I mean so I was just hoping for the best. And at the time, I already had experience with a camera.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, well maybe I can start taking pictures of guys.
Right.
So I started for their LinkedIn. Mm-hmm. So I started taking photos of dudes. Okay. Started with one of my good friends.
Yeah.
Took some pictures of him. It was actually like right over here. Like one of the very first pictures I took was just right across the street on Central. Yeah, like right by Oakenstone. And didn't know what I was doing. I was just pulled out the camera, started taking pictures, and I think they came out all right.
Yeah.
So he put the photos in his dating profile, and when he did that, he was getting incredible results. Within a week, he ended up meeting his now girlfriend. He's been dating her for
Really?
three years now.
Dude, that's awesome.
Very first guy that ever
Love it.
shot, had a relationship with this girl, and it's been a successful relationship. From that point,
I love when things play out like that. But
yeah,
go
me
ahead.
too, man. Yeah, I mean, from that point, it just kind of springed into me working with other guys. I then got connected with dating coaches.
Okay.
And it's so crazy, I was just this guy with a Sony A7 III camera, just this little camera that was all beat up, to the point where I had guys flying in, coming to the Avanti. They were flying from LA, New York.
Really?
And then even overseas, I've had guys come from like Canada.
Dude, that's
and
awesome.
They were literally meeting me. Here I am. They would text me, I'm here.
Yeah.
I would be like in my pajamas. I'd throw on some clothes, and I'd meet them down in the lobby.
I remember that. I remember like there was a point I started running into you, and I'm like, and you're just with some random dude, and he looks like he just visited from who knows where, and I'm like,
he'd have a suitcase.
What is going on?
It must have been a very weird thing to observe, and like here's a guy. He just spent 5-6 hours, on an airplane. That's hours crazy. Of preparation. Here I am, 20 minutes, get my camera, throw on some clothes, I'm out the door. And so I would use the Avanti as like the kind of the photo shoot spot. Yeah. So we do like pool shots, we do gym shots.
Right.
We do a lot of shots like around St. Pete. So it just kind of grew and grew.
Yeah.
Then I hired a stylist to help these guys with their style, because I realized if guys have bad style, they're not really gonna get the results.
Dude,
right?
That's a smart attention to detail, man. That's a good move.
Yeah, just kind of trying to learn and trying to get better each and every shoot.
Yeah.
And that kind of leads us to where we are today, man.
Right. So with the stylist, is that still a part of?
Yep.
The whole. Yeah.
Still a part of it.
And so is it like the stylist helps the person shop too, or like how does that work?
Yeah, she takes them to the Tampa International Mall. Spends about 3 hours.
Whole thing figured out. That's
got
awesome.
the whole from start to finish, man. Start to finish.
I love that.
So it's been awesome, man. And one of the most exciting projects I'm really looking forward to. It's coming up in 3 months.
Okay.
In June, we're going to be going to Italy. One of my buddies, you met Jose at the viewing party. It was the fight. Remember the guy that I was there with?
Yeah. I did. I remember.
Spanish-looking guy. Yeah. So he's getting married in Italy in June.
Great spot.
Yeah. So we're gonna spend a week there, kind of like before the wedding. So I'm doing a photo shoot in like Positano. I just heard the camera beep.
Yeah.
During the it's gonna be on the Amalfi Coast.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
Dude,
have you been there? Have you been
no,
there? No,
it's my first. So
I'm excited for you now.
Dude, so imagine, it's like this little guy that started off with this, little camera, running around St. Pete. Now I'm doing an international exclusive shoot at the Amalfi Coast.
So dude, that's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see footage of that, like content from that. That's gonna be dope. But like, so is your focus now on? What would you say is your focus as far as your photography goes? Is it with like the dating world, with men helping men? Like, how would you?
That's a good question. I think I'm in a transition period right now.
Okay.
I've always been the guy behind the camera.
Yeah.
But I want to start being the guy in front of the camera.
All right, dude. You literally took words out of my head, because that's what I'm doing. Like,
that's what we're doing right now.
You saw my most recent post on Instagram, which is like another thing I'm trying to do. Use Instagram and social media more.
Yeah.
I'm literally going through that right now. I'm like, I want to get in front of the camera. I want to start feeling.
Well, here we are.
I know.
Doing it right now.
But I love that we're on that same kind of transition period.
I love it, man. Yeah, I think it's necessary for growth, and so thinking about expansion, how do I take what I'm doing and expand it to different cities? And so I figured the way I do that is by creating like a course. I'm going to call it the Online Image Mastery course.
Okay.
Where I'm basically helping guys improve their style, improve, their Instagram, their dating profile, just kind of like the outer image, right? Now, with the outer image, there's also a lot of inner image, a lot of mindset stuff that you have to work on.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be including a lot of mindset stuff in there as well.
Okay.
But it's going to be a course that teaches guys like how to do what I'm doing, so that maybe guys will see this as inspiration and they'll start up maybe their own photography company.
Yeah.
So I'll have that, and I'll also be looking to plant photographers in different cities. So I want to have a photographer in LA. I want to have a photographer in New York, Miami, potentially Canada. But these will be the 3 spots right now. So LA, New York, Miami.
Nice.
And who knows, maybe international shoots as well.
Dude, hell yeah, man. I love that.
Yeah.
Dude, but that's like, okay. let me check one thing.
Dude, that was some good stuff, though. I'm glad that you asked those questions.
Yeah, man. I mean, again, this is all
Gosh.
St. Pete.
Welcome to St. Pete.
You know? I actually appreciate hearing that feedback, because it's, again, I'm just being me.
Yeah.
And I'm not really trying to think of questions to ask. And again, it's like free flow. It's all about free flow, whatever comes naturally.
Yeah. I think what makes the podcast interesting is the questions you ask.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Like the quality of the interview is the quality of the questions. Like it's becoming a expert at asking questions.
Right.
And I've noticed, like, I've kind of asked you questions, and then it's kind of been a back and forth exchange, which I think works. But it makes me question, like, when it comes to a podcast, should it just be that like 80% focused on one person? Yeah. Or can it be a back and forth? Like sometimes I watch Joe Rogan, and he just like talks like 70%
non-stop. Yeah.
And then people in the comments are like, "Yo, I thought this turned out to be a Joe Rogan was the guest on his own show."
Right. And that, I feel like that also depends on the personality of the guest, though, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes, if you think about it, it's like he might just be trying to fill up the space, the void, because guest isn't giving that.
Yeah.
But sometimes he's probably just talking too much.
I think he's just talking too much a lot of the time. Because there was a very interesting guest on recently. I'm trying to think of who it was. I can't remember. It was a famous celebrity, and he did most of the talking. Do you watch the Joe Rogan?
I do. Yeah,
that's one of the only podcasts I listen to, actually.
Really?
Like when like Elon, some of the bigger names are on.
Yeah.
I love those.
I started like before even COVID listening to Joe Rogan. He was one of the first podcasts.
Me too, dude.
For me, but then I kind of like
2019
hard cut out for a while.
Yeah, me too.
And then I like started dipping back in a little bit recently.
So get this. So I was listening to the Joe Rogan podcast at like 17 years old. I'm 32 now. I'm 32. Maybe I was 18, but no, I remember insane. I watched one of his. He only had like 50 recorded podcasts when I first started watching it.
Oh shit! You're like OGs.
Dude, I was on the forum. He had a Joe Rogan forum.
Called you out. You didn't even.
I don't know if I commented, but
well, I guess he doesn't look at his comments, right?
Yeah, there was a whole forum like dedicated to his podcast, and it would be in live time. I would be typing, comments on the podcast instead of the YouTube. It wasn't on YouTube. Was it on YouTube? Yeah, it was on YouTube.
Yeah.
But I remember one of the first episodes that he did. It was like filmed on a webcam, and he had like, how on Zoom you can put these special effects in the background.
Yeah.
He had like snowflakes coming down. It was his very first podcast.
Wild, man.
And he used to. It was a lot more woo-woo back in the day.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah. He talked a lot about his DMT trips, a lot. And he would, he had Iowaska and.
Have you dived into any of that?
I have not, actually.
No. Are you curious?
Yeah, I'm curious. Yeah. I'm very curious. I think it comes with you don't want to take it lightly like some people do. Like some of these hippies kind of like, oh, let's just do ayahuasca. Like, no, I mean, there needs to be a lot of intentionality that goes into it because it could disrupt your whole, ego and your whole frame. And
what do you mean? What do you mean by that? Like,
well, you have your sense of self, right?
Yeah.
And from what I've heard, a lot of times, like ayahuasca will it can strip away all those layers, strip away the ego.
Right.
So you could walk out of it a completely different person. You know,
I guess
I've heard people have gone nuts after.
I've heard of that. So that's.
Yeah.
I was wondering if that's what you were going, like,
Yeah.
alluding to.
So that could be, that could happen.
Yeah. Yeah. From what I'm getting, I think moments like
Yeah.
situations like that, it seems like it really boils down to how you come into it, like your
intentionality.
where you are at that moment, your intentions. You know, if you're just going in like, oh, let's just do it. Everyone's doing it. Like, I want to see what it is. And if you're not in a good place, not in a healthy place, I could see that like totally fucking you up. Like,
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
I'm so curious, man.
You're curious, you wanna do it?
Yeah, I'm gonna do
Yeah.
it at some point.
Yeah. Curious to see what the universe reveals, like during that experience.
Right. Or
Yeah, like
what
the
you
visions.
reveal to yourself, right?
Yeah. No, it's exactly what it is, right? Yeah. So that's an interesting one, man.
Yeah.
I think that there's. I think what I was gonna say is a lot of people look at it as a quick fix.
Yeah.
Like I talked to one guy, he's like, I'm on my 20th ayahuasca
Dude, that's
trip.
the thing, right? I saw like, this documentary, same
Yeah.
thing. They're just
It's like, come on, is it a drug addiction? You know, it's like,
wait, I thought you were going there for a revelation and like an awakening.
Yeah,
and then you read this little header. Oh, it was the documentary, and it'll say in the header like, "This is Sally's 36th visit."
there's something wrong.
I'm like,
There's something wrong with that. You know, people get so caught up in this woo-woo elusive, like,
yeah.
that they lose touch with like physical reality. Now, I mean, we can go into
fair
that
point.
talk, like,
Yeah.
you know, what is reality, and you know,
That's a whole other conversation, man. We'll do another one for that.
We'll have to do another one on that.
Yeah. I'm not even gonna touch that right now.
Yeah, that's a deep one, man.
Yeah.
But, you know, life is all about, for me, you know, it's the here and now, like the tangible, the goals, the getting ahead, the stuff like that. Like, I feel like that's where a lot of my purpose and drive comes in. And some, like, doing these ayahuasca trips could be like it could take me off course.
Yeah.
It could take me off course. So I just want to be intentional when I get to that point, if I choose to do it.
So how would you describe, like, what pushes you, what drives you?
Yeah.
And maybe that changed over the years, over your lifetime, but like, was it something, like, tell me about what it is that pushes you, what drives you, but also has that changed throughout your life?
That's a great question, man. What pushes me? It's a deep one because I've uncovered what pushes me, and you know, it's sometimes I think it's been for the wrong reasons. Going back to the whole validation thing that we were talking about earlier, I think in the past, what's pushed me is wanting the world to see, hey, look at me, I'm successful. Wanting my parents to see, hey, look at me, you know, I'm not that kid that was not going to amount to, you know, didn't go to school, and you know, I actually amounted to be something. So there's kind of that proving to people that this is who I am. So I feel like that's unhealthily pushed me in that direction. Yeah. But now I'm making this realization that it's not about, you know, the outward symbols of where I'm at. It's more about, am I living true to my own values? Am I living true to who I am? And what my deeper purpose is in life. So for me, it's a transition period. I'm kind of stuck in between the two there.
But that's an honest answer. I love that. It's like you're being real about the fact that, you know, this is how it was.
Yeah.
Now I don't know. Like, it sounds like you're questioning it and you're realizing, okay, maybe this wasn't for the right reason.
Yeah. But I mean, like, I can tell you from a material standpoint, like what pushes me is having a luxurious lifestyle. Yeah. Travel. Like, I want to travel a lot. Right. Like, that's a big motivation for me is travel. I want to see, I know you've done a lot of traveling, which I haven't, but I want to see different parts of the world. I want to travel. I want to see different experiences, different cultures. That's a big motivator for me right now, is to like become the most successful I can so I can live this kind of life of travel. and having nice things and not ever having to worry about money ever again.
Yeah, I mean, freedom, right?
That's the
freedom
big freedom
to live
Yeah.
and explore and just.
So that
to
the first answer was kind of the deeper philosophical.
Yeah.
If you really want to know what drives me, it's like
If you really want
this
to
is
know.
what this is really what drives me, man.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
5-star hotels.
Yeah.
Luxurious dining and
documenting
getting
this,
on
dude.
boats and yeah, exactly. There
I
you
want to
go.
have. Whoops. Good thing it's empty.
Yeah.
Great.
A lot just happened there. I don't know what that was.
But yeah, I want to have like a really aesthetic Instagram, like
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
documenting all these travel experiences and
Okay.
photos and video,
yeah.
and kind of just like that's the artistic part of me coming out,
Mm.
and I want to share that art with the world. And this is where the ego comes in. I want to be the best men's photographer in the world.
Dude, I think that's a great place to close it right there, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
man.
That's what I wanted. I was like, I want to get to know you. That was it. That was the real you right there.
That was the real
You're
me.
like best photographer in the
Best
world.
photographer in the world. Damn
Done.
right.
No one
Yeah.
else. Love that.
At least for men. And I think
Yeah.
I'm not too far off from that. From in this niche,
Yeah.
there's not a lot of photographers that
Well,
I feel like I'm one of the best.
I was
if
gonna
not.
say, I feel like
Yeah.
I haven't really. What you're doing is, for at least from my world, my algorithm. It's like
Yeah.
it's a very unique niche that you found. Like you're
Yeah.
doing your own thing, and I love that. Like
Yeah.
I'm all about originality in that sense, right?
Yeah.
I
Stumbled
respect
into
that.
it, but
Respect it.
yeah, man. Yeah, this has been a good talk.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah, brother.
Thanks for doing this.
Absolutely. We'll do it again.
I feel like I we'll do it again.
Yeah.
Sure.
Maybe have another guest on. We'll have like 3 people.
Dude, that's so weird. You're literally reading my mind. I said this to someone else the other day. Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do, this is gonna be the main thing,
Yeah.
but I wanna do kind of special podcasts where it's like 2 other people, like at least
Yeah.
like 3 or 4 people total. You're fucking reading my mind, man.
We've done that a few times.
Yeah, crazy. All right, bro.
Yeah, it's
Hey, thank
absolutely,
you.
brother.
Thank you.
All right, man.